Tune in now to the hottest sports podcast, 910 Sports. 910 Sports. We discuss the latest topics in sports, interview the athletes from all over the country, known and unknown, while spotlighting the youth of today and tomorrow with host Icon E, Mr. Personality Jacob the Great, Crystal, a.k.a. Miss Wildfire, KB the Amazing, and Steve-O, a.k.a. Mr. All Everything Georgia.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Icon E. And we here on 910 Sports season 2, episode 2, or whatever, man. I want to thank God for another opportunity to be here. Be able to get it in once again, talk some sports. You know what I mean? Chop it up out some things, or whatever the case may be. What's going on, my man Steve-O?
Hey, good morning, Icon. Good morning, God bless.
Yeah, well, no, I know it's 4th of July weekend. He got the red cup, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know when little brother got the red cup, boy, you know they can't hold their stuff, they drinks. You know how that go. Ooh, we're gonna have to put a leash on today, y'all. Yeah. They see, you think he doing something, he got some new equipment in front of him and everything.
Yeah, man, sound good.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Old Georgia boy that came up in the world.
There you go. Oh, man, how you been doing, man? How you been doing?
Man, good, man. Blessed and highly favored, man. Can't complain. God woke me up this morning, man.
Right.
You know, I'm out here in Colorado, man. Like,
oh, for real?
Yeah, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, bro.
Oh, damn, I ain't know you was on the West Coast.
Yeah, I'm headed to California. California. Yeah, but man, anyway, man, there's a lot of stuff popping off right now, a lot of stuff going on. Basically, the shock of the world is Kevin Durant asking to be traded. I didn't even see that one coming, especially once Kyrie Irving opted back in. But I kind of thought, and when he opted back in, everybody's like, oh, he going back to the Nets. I say, hold the phone, you know what I mean? And that's not necessarily the case after he just had to opt back in for them to have options to trade him. But I kind of figured Kyrie Irving was still out of there because Kyrie Irving, to me, he's the type of person to take it once he feel like, even if he wrong or right, if he feel like you in the wrong or whatever, you wrong him, there's no coming back from that. You know what I mean? I don't think he's not one of them type of people where he gonna admit fault in what he doing. It's more like you wrong, I'm right. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I look at Kyrie Irving. You know,
it don't be no coming back from it with him. Like once he done, like he can't get beyond it. Like with LeBron, like he should have stayed. Like him and LeBron should have never broke up. In my opinion, they should have still been in Cleveland. But yeah, like once he gets to the point where he's done or he feel like he's been wronged. Yeah, he out of there.
Yeah, but I thought, okay, I would even if KD would have asked for a trade, I would have thought he would have waited until like Kyrie Irving got traded, and then he would have been like, you know, let's make a move. But he kind of put his hat in the ring before they even before they dealt with Kyrie. So that let me know this was already discussed behind the scenes. It was already even probably talked about, discussed before Kyrie Irving opted in between him and Kyrie, or between KD, Kyrie and management,
Yeah.
See, the media try to make you feel like they know everything and they already got all the information lined up and the whole nine. And it's funny yesterday because I heard somebody told me yesterday on Facebook, they said, oh man, ain't nobody gonna bail LeBron out or whatever on this trade between Kyrie and Westbrook. And I said, okay, watch what I tell you. I said, well, remember I told you this because last night what I heard was from Chris Haynes. This is per Chris Haynes, a reporter. I don't know if you know who Chris Haynes is.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
But if Chris Haynes said that the new proposal is Kyrie for Westbrook and either Joe Harris or Seth Curry. Now, the way it's lined up, the way it's set up, the way the whole trade situation gets tricky is because Joe Harris is on a 2-year deal worth $38 million.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Curry is like a 1-year deal. I think his deal is like $10 million or $12 million or whatever. It's a low number, not that high of a number. So basically, if the Lakers take Joe Harris in the deal, then basically they taking on more money, and they like, well, if we take on more money to help you, then basically you're gonna have to add more stuff to the deal. Like you're gonna have to throw more incentive into it for us to take Joe Harris off your hand. What up, Crystal?
What's up,
What's
Crystal?
up, y'all? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. But if they take Seth Curry, then the Nets want a couple of first round picks or other players or whatever in the deal. So basically, it's not even about the way that Chris Haynes was saying. It's not really so much about whether or not the deal is going to go through. It's more about when. It's more like trying to get everything lined up as far as Kyrie and Westbrook is in the deal, but who else is going to be in the deal? Is it going to be Seth? Is it going to be Joe Harris? They're going to be telling Tucker. They're going to be Kendrick Nunn. So who's going to be the extra players? It's going to be picks. So who's going to be the extra players that's going to be thrown in the deal to make it happen? That's kind of what they kind of like at a standstill now when it comes to the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So, what you think about the whole situation at hand?
Go ahead, Chris. I'll let Crystal speak. She ain't spoke this one. But Chris, we're just talking about the trade between Westbrook, the Lakers, and Westbrook and Kyrie.
Oh yeah, you got to get rid of Westbrook. I don't think anybody really wants Kyrie, so I don't know how many real options the Nets have. Obviously, they're trying to get them, the most that they can get.
Yeah.
But just like nobody really want Westbrook, nobody don't really want Kyrie either. So, I mean, the Lakers obviously want them. That's the only team that really wants them. So, I just think go ahead and play them.
I think you got to make that deal. I think if the Lakers have any chance of getting rid of Westbrook's contract, you got to make that deal. I don't care what it is. I know you might get some trash back. Well, Joe Harris ain't really trash when he leading in 3-point percentage at one point.
Man, put it to you like this.
He just missed the season with with ankle surgery too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I put it to you like this: if you could get Seth Curry back or Joe Harris back in the deal at the Lakers, it's going to be the steal of the off season. If you get especially if Kyrie Irving give you 60 games, you know what I'm saying, at a high level, and you get a Seth Curry who basically the Lakers was missing last year was a bona fide, you know what I'm saying, knockdown shooter. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have your playmaker. You still got LeBron as the playmaker point. You still got Kyrie Irving that can play making and get his shot, and then you get you a bona fide spot up shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like I told somebody last night, I said, "Boy, LeBron pull off this boy. He the GM. He the GOAT GM. He the greatest GM of all time." But so went from Russell Westbrook and that trash he put on the court last year to this, man, and you don't got somebody to fall for it. But like Crystal said, both teams in a situation where nobody wants the other player, but neither team wants their player, and neither player wants to be on the team they're at. Well, I take that back. Russell Westbrook, I think he want to be in LA or whatever, but he see the writing on the wall. You know what I mean? He kind of know. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's like that person that try to hang around with you when you was a kid, and nobody in the group liked him, but he kept showing up and walking up to the crowd every day. and everybody looking like, bro, why you keep coming around every day, bro? Hey. And then there'd be one dude in the group be like, man, y'all chill, man, leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be that one, you know what I'm talking. That one dude in the group, everybody be like, why you come around every day? And the one dude that's like, you know, he like the leader of the group. He'd be like, y'all leave him alone, bro. He all right. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you ever watched The Wire?
Yep.
Remember when the kids was on The Wire and they had the one dude, I forgot his name, and they had the one guy, his name was Dookie. And he was the one that always smelled like piss, you know what I'm saying? But he always came around, and the dude was kind of like the leader of their little clique. He was like, man, he was the one always protecting them. They ended up becoming like living together in the whole nine. But he always had to protect them because, you know, he knew his situation. Mm-hmm. And so it's like that's how Russell Westbrook look is kind of like at this point, like, bro, why you keep coming around? Nobody want him here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Okay, and let's talk about this now. Okay, so Rudy Gobert. I like him. Great center, defense. You know what I'm saying? I could say he probably about as traditional as you get as a center.
Yeah.
5 first-round picks? Are you serious?
Unprotected.
Are you serious? I don't care about
I thought it was 4.
Huh?
I thought it was 4.
Oh, let me verify. I thought it was 5. I thought it could be.
Well, they keep saying, well, I heard last night was 5. Maybe the 4 was unprotected and this one protected, but I thought it was, when I kept hearing it was, because that's what they kept saying, they just couldn't believe that he went for so many picks. That everybody baffled because he went for so many picks. Like, forget the players in the deal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but you know, because Patrick Beverly, what's his name?
So you got Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Walker Kessler, Leandro Bolmaro, Jared Vanderbilt, and 4 unprotected first-round picks.
I thought it was 4.
Either way, 4. So
so you got 2023 unprotected. You got 2025 unprotected. 2026 is protected, and 2027 is unprotected. And then they got a top 5 pick in 2029.
So it is 5.
It is. Yep. It's just 4 unprotected.
Yeah, 4 unprotected and 1 protected.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 5. Either way, 4 or 5. That's way too many for.
And you gave up 4 players. You gave up 4 players too. I mean, they might not be the high quality names, but you know, Patrick Beverly can at least be a backup. You know what I mean? So you gave up a whole lot to be a.
They just traded some 7th graders. That's all.
What?
Traded some 7th graders.
She said some 7th graders.
Yeah, 7th and 8th graders.
Hey, well, you know what? That's why I ain't really tripping about the pick. I mean, the players, because I mean Westbrook. Somebody said Westbrook on here on TikTok. They Minnesota didn't really give up like any players that really made it because none of them was in the rotation. I don't think.
Patrick Beverly was the only one that was
the only one. Yeah, that was only significant. Mm-hmm. And Patrick Beverly get passed around like a. You know what I'm saying, like a good piece of weed or whatever. Like he just like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and smoke this on up, be done with it. You know what I'm saying? Like he just get passed around. Like nobody really care about though Patrick Beverly. You know, I make jokes and stuff on here. Whatever. He a good feisty player, get up under your skin type player. You know, make some plays, whatever. I'm not gonna say that Patrick Beverly's a terrible player. He a good NBA player. He do his job. That's why this thing. He's the best at doing what you want him to do. Whatever you call what he do, that's what Patrick Beverly is the best at it in the NBA. Whatever you call that. You know what I'm saying? He the best at it. You know what I'm saying? Being pesty, being feisty, being whatever, getting up in your skin. He does that. So, but I almost would be surprised if he gets moved again. I just don't see. He might stay in Utah, but I just don't see him being fitting in Utah.
I thought they'd probably buy him out and let him be a free agent. That's what I was thinking. I don't really see him mix, but they changing the whole team, so I don't know.
I mean, because I don't know, because they still saying that Donovan Mitchell might see this and still want out because he gonna see like they ain't really trying to win. So I don't see him necessarily I wouldn't be surprised if they moved him or whatever to somebody else and got something for that or whatever, or bought him, like you said, bought him out, whatever the case may be. But so what you feel about that, Chris, about I mean how the overall trade.
It might go down as one of the worst trades in NBA history.
On whose side?
Well, for Minnesota, it'll be great for Utah. There's no way for Utah to lose in it, honestly, because they had to do one or the other anyway, or both. They either got to start over, and let's say they got to start over. If they end up trading Donovan Mitchell, because I'm reading that he wants to go to the Heat if he can, they still got to give up more picks. So if Danny Ainge don't do nothing else, wherever he goes, he stacks picks. So either they're gonna use those picks to be able to trade for somebody better later, not this season, or they're gonna be able to draft those players and rebuild or whatever. So Minnesota, that was way too much for Rudy Gobert. They must have thought Rudy Gobert was Shaq.
That is like a Miami Heat trade, though. That's like a Miami Heat to the Lakers trade. They didn't even give up that much when they got Shaq.
That's crazy. I would have done maybe 2 first-round picks and those players. Because those players wouldn't really, they just rotational pieces, 3-and-D guy, something like that. Play a little defense, but you can find another one of those. But I might have given up 2 first-round picks and those players, and that would have been okay. But 4 or to 5, that's crazy. For Rudy Gobert, you can't even run a play for him? Mm-hmm. We can't even run. We just gave up all them picks, and we can't even run a play for them.
No, you can't.
You can't. Somebody see this. What I knew this was gonna happen. This why I ain't want Golden State to win the title, because somebody got
everybody scrambling.
Somebody on my TikTok just said, is Curry to go? Yeah, he Curry goat. He ain't the goat. He Curry
He's the greatest shooter of all time.
Yeah, they got some. Yeah, if you eat just Jamaican food, you got Curry goat, but he ain't the goat. No, stop this now. Lord have mercy. I ain't even about to go here with y'all. It's too early. Curry is not the goat. No.
He go at Curry.
Yeah, I'm about to give him the red cup. It's Curry the goat. No, he's not the goat. No. First of all, how you gonna be the GOAT and you only got 1 Finals MVP out of the 4 you won? No, you're not the GOAT. No, stop this. Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. He ain't even top 5. Come on, Curry the GOAT. No, he's not the GOAT. Stop this. He's the greatest shooter of all time. Let's leave it at that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, oh my God. I ain't even about to get in these GOAT conversations. I'm done with GOAT conversations. I'm done with them. Because these people out here just crazy. They doggone get all of their feelings because you start talking about who GOAT, who ain't the GOAT. They start trying to bash folks and say this, and they start talking and start trying to disrespect you. And so, I stay away from GOAT conversations. Whoever y'all want to be the GOAT, that's the GOAT.
Man, the only GOAT in sports active at this moment is Tom Brady. There's nobody else we can really call.
I give him that, and y'all know I know how I feel about Tom Brady overall.
I don't like him,
man, but I can't take away nothing from him being who he is in football. It is what it is. Other than that, I don't have the GOAT conversation. You know,
Serena's still playing. Yeah,
barely.
But old girl, the before she had the mental health, I don't even go too far into it. But before old girl had the mental health, she beat Serena twice.
So she ain't the GOAT though.
I'm just saying.
I mean, Serena Williams definitely the GOAT of tennis. I feel like for sure. Well, on the female side, anyway, she definitely the GOAT of tennis. But I don't think it's even close. But you know what I'm saying?
She's the GOAT female tennis.
But she ain't played in a while.
She just played.
I would say she just lost. I would say she just lost.
She just played though.
See, y'all starting early, man. Why y'all in here trolling me? I love Jim Brown, but Jim Brown is not no GOAT of football. Come on.
Who?
Jim Brown.
Oh, no. Not Jim Brown.
Don't let them get to you, Icon. Don't let them get to you, Icon. Don't let them get to you.
Oh my goodness. Oh, y'all gonna have me laughing early in the morning, boy. Y'all got me laughing up in here. This one said Jim Brown. Lord have mercy. Oh my goodness. Anyway, boy. Let me get back on track. So whatever trade, whatever situations we got. So I seen the Malcolm Brogdon pickup. I think that's a very good pickup. No, you know what? Let's go back. Don't go to Malcolm Brogdon yet. Let's go to the DeJounte Murray. I know you were smiling.
Yeah, they had been talking about that for like a few days. So a lot of people in Atlanta was like, oh shit, are they just using the Hawks as bait? Because then we had other teams that jumped in the mix too. But now DeJounte and Tracy, they had been talking about this for about 2 weeks. And that they had went to the front office together and said, make it happen. So I'm pretty excited about it, man. Basketball in the A should be a little bit more fast-paced, a little bit more up-tempo. My only thing that scared me is that Nate McMillan don't fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Nate McMillan, he always kind of want to go against the grain. He kind of one of my old school guys. And the new school of basketball is not really set up for that. Like, playoff time, I think Nate is great because it's a half-court game. But during the regular season, you can't play every game like that. So we're going to see if Nate make it.
Well, first of all, I want to commend and some of these teams or whatever, and these owners are starting to surprise me a little bit more. Yep. I just want to give kudos to the Atlanta Hawks for finally make a good decision. Yep. Normally, it's almost like the Atlanta Hawks is one of those teams that's scared of prosperity. Mm-hmm. Anytime they get good, they find a way to mess it up. So I feel like in this situation that the Hawks finally put themselves in position to, like, if nothing else, I think with so much going on, especially in the East and teams and things, all this movement, the Hawks do got a legit chance at least getting back to the Eastern Conference Finals. They really do. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple of days ago, you might not have said that or whatever, but now with so much movement with the Nets, maybe.
What?
And they are in the Aiden conversation. I did see that this morning from Woj, that the Hawks are still active in the Aiden trade conversation. So they're trying to get Aiden too.
They don't got nothing else to give up. Let's don't give more players.
We ain't give up John Collins. Yeah, we still got John Collins.
Oh well, you can give with John Collins. You could do maybe a straight up, and then maybe throw another pick or something, or get a third team or something involved.
I've been shocked because I was shocked that the Hawks even pulled that kind of trade. I'm so traditionally used to seeing the Hawks, like you said, get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then either they don't make any moves to upgrade the team while everybody else is getting better, or they'll make a dumb trade or a dumb move that'll make the team that's not even a competitor anymore. So I think this is the first time that the Hawks have a real management and they have a good team. Before that, it was a management group that led the Hawks, and now they got Tony Ressler, like one owner. And when he came out and said he don't mind going into the luxury tax, but it has to be for a team that's contending, then I was like, okay, he might be for real about this. He might really be for real about, the Hawks. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, what you feel about it?
Crystal, what you got?
Yeah, no. Okay, good trade. That's a good addition. Murray is good. You're not going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Unless you get some luck of the
injury
like how it falls or whatever, maybe, I guess. Now if you get DeAndre Ayton, you might be having a different conversation. But just adding Murray, it's a no for me. You'll be exactly what you've been. You'll lose in the second round probably. It'll look good. You'll look better. You always want to improve, so you should be proud of that, Steve-O. But no, this does not take y'all over the hump.
I agree.
Over the hump.
I agree. I still see us running into a Milwaukee. That's a problem. I still see us running into a
Boston. That's a problem.
Yeah, Boston. But then they disband Miami. You only got KD by himself in Miami. Well, he said he wanted to keep Spider. He wanted Spider to go with him. I don't know what kind of
I
team
didn't see that
you'll
though.
field around. Yeah, he wants him and Donovan Mitchell want to be in Miami. That's the last thing I heard. That's not right, Icon.
What? Did you call me Akon?
I said Icon. No,
Oh, you
did
said. You said Donovan Mitchell and
KD.
KD
And
in
what we were
Miami.
talking about earlier.
I don't know. I ain't heard that one now.
I ain't heard that.
My bad.
That one now. I mean, because the thing about with Miami, they saying that because of the Bam situation, that and you can't have two players under that type of rookie contract on the same team at the same time or something crazy, some kind of crazy contract they do in the NBA when it comes to these rookies. You can't have two of them on the same team at the same time, so they can't. It's supposed to be hard to get KD to Miami. They're gonna have to get real creative to get them there, and then it's gonna. And in Miami, the type they're not gonna fall for that Utah trade where they're gonna give up everybody and their mama to give up to get a player. They're not gonna do that. Like Pat Riley ain't that stupid. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna trick Pat Riley. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You gonna trick him off the streets. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You ain't gonna make him fall for that because Miami is right there. You know,
they're number one seed.
Yeah, they got to make maybe a couple of tweaks. You know what I'm saying, or whatever here and there. Maybe try to find maybe a couple of role players, but they're not gonna get tricked like that. So I'm almost see him going to Phoenix somehow or another. I think it's kind of swaying more for KD to be in Phoenix. And I think just because maybe, if nothing else, because of the Chris Paul effect, I think because him and Chris Paul is cool. And, you know what I'm saying, of course, they're not giving up Devin Booker. So they keep talking about Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, a couple of picks. They probably going to have to throw another, like I said, they're going to have to throw a third team in there somehow to figure all this out. Because at the end of the day, I think on both trades, the Kyrie trade and the Westbrook trade with the KD and all this, I think it's going to be about 10 teams before it's all said and done. There's going to be all kind of teams in these trades. This is kind of like they had to make all this move to go a certain way. Because I've said this. I don't think games are rigged. I've never thought games really was rigged. But I think the setup is rigged sometimes. So I think sometimes the NBA does try to set up the league in a way where they want it to have like these prime games because there's too many games that come on a nightly basis that people like, man, I ain't trying to watch this bull job. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're trying to create these narratives. And like my man said earlier, Crystal, somebody said on my Facebook, he said, ain't nobody gonna bail LeBron out. I ain't even get into that argument. So I'm like, ain't nobody gonna bail LeBron out. I said, okay, I'll be telling you this trade is gonna happen. So they know that LeBron is on his way out the door. He got maybe 2, most 3 years left. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna, even though he may not be, there's some people may think the top dog in the NBA anymore, he still bring a lot of value when it comes to selling tickets, when it comes to being box office. You don't think the NBA want to get all that money before he out? So if you put him in a situation where the Lakers irrelevant, they ain't the Lakers too. So if you put them in a situation where they're irrelevant, then you losing the money you could really be making. But if you put Lakers in a situation where every night they competing for, the opportunity and playing in big games almost every night and box office games every night, you don't think that's what the NBA want?
Yeah. The New York Knicks too. They want the Knicks back in permanence too because they feel like those markets are going to bring you the most viewers, the most money. But the team ownership on both of those teams are trash. The Lakers and the Knicks. Don't nobody want to play for Jeannie Buss and don't nobody want to play for whatever his name is up there with Charles Oakley about to choke.
What's the owner of the Knicks name? Nolan.
Yeah, nobody want to play for those two owners, and those are your two storied franchises, I guess. Like I said, the NBA is better when Boston is in the finals. Like, I don't believe it. I love to see the little teams and the little markets get their chance, but yeah, man, the Lakers ownership is trash. The Knicks ownership is trash too.
Well, I disagree.
You don't think so?
No, plenty of people want to play for the Lakers. even if it's even more about where it is as opposed to who owns it. But they do want to play for the Lakers.
Mm-hmm. I
They
agree
don't
with
want to
that.
play for the Knicks. I don't think management is terrible with the Lakers. Not the way it is with the Knicks. Not comparative
Yeah,
to the
I
Knicks.
agree with that. I will agree with that assessment.
The Knicks have historically made bad picks. They've just historically done that. The Lakers have not historically done that. I also disagree a little bit with you, Icon, because I don't think anybody will bail LeBron out. The thing is yes, LeBron still does bring all the attention and the money and stuff. But I think Kobe did too. When Kobe was there and the Lakers were, his last couple of years, they were bad. But they had somebody else, like another team because you still had LeBron somewhere else, whatever. And as the league continues to grow, now you have a Giannis that people want to see. You have a Curry, obviously, that people want to see. So when the Lakers are going to make money anyway because they are the Lakers. So if the Lakers happen to be bad, which they were bad this past year, actually, it's okay because you still have all those other players. He's not the only star in the league. So I don't think anybody necessarily wants to do LeBron any favors because once you do him favors, now you got to hear about him even more. Because if he wins another ring, ESPN gonna go crazy. He wins another ring. Nick Wright is gonna go crazy on Fox.
Oh man.
Like it's gonna be ridiculous if he wins another ring. And I mean, I don't think anybody really want to help him out. I really don't. But I think sometimes you can't help it. But I do think they want certain franchises to be, whatever. So
Yeah. That's what I'm mean. I'm not necessarily saying helping LeBron out, but I do feel like, well, not helping. I'm not necessarily the other teams, but I think as a league, when it comes to the money part of it all, it's almost like wrestling or something. It's like you always got to have that villain, or you always got to have that dramatic.
Yeah.
It's like the NBA has turned to this dramatic thing where every offseason it's more about who goes where, who you put with who to make things more exciting for the next season. That's why it seems like it's always this crazy movement every year. Like football, I have is few players that move every now and then, but NBA every year it's like they have to have a new narrative to make people come back to watch next year. So it's not even like you talking about the play on the court. You talking about more about who's with who and how it's going to go together and who's going to play good. It's like that type of deal.
Yeah.
So I didn't like the whole thing. I didn't get him back and forth with the guy because I was like, I'm not about to do this. When he said bail LeBron out, because we can talk all day, but that doesn't even make any sense to say bail him out. Like that doesn't even make any sense to say bail out. Like he made, like the end of the day, the decision to bring Westbrook was a bad decision, but most of his decisions in basketball, when it comes to basketball moves and players, have been pretty on A1. You know what I'm saying? This is probably the first one out of the many, and I think he was thinking more with his heart than his head when he brought Westbrook in. I think it was more of maybe the friendship they had, or it's almost like LeBron is like a mad scientist. He sits at the house and be like, ooh, like he sitting around playing 2K, like, ooh, what would it be like if I was on team with this person, that person, and then he tries to put it together, and then it's like, oh no, that didn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So, they tried to make it just not working. But the thing was, I seen yesterday when Kevin Garnett was saying that AD needs to do everything he can basically to try to be MVP next year. And I think that's the key to this. If AD can fight through some of these injuries, if AD can get back to playing how AD can really play, because I think what's going to happen with them getting Kyrie, I do think AD is going to be more motivated because he's not going to want to be the weak link out of those three. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe he's going to be more motivated to play and stay on the court because he knows if they don't win, let's just say for argument's sake, Kyrie Irving shows up every night and plays like he did back in Cleveland, or he's still going, he gonna ball when he's there, but he ain't out going MIA. But then if it's AD, the issue, that's gonna pretty much almost in AD. That's gonna damn near end AD career because ain't nobody gonna he gonna be his value gonna be mad low. Ain't nobody gonna really trust him after that. So it's like he got to play up to a certain be a top 10 or top 7 type player capability this year. He can't just fall. He can't just look like he just out there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, so that's what I believe about it. But
I think he always been a playmaker. I think it's just the injuries. Like I've never questioned AD when he's on the floor and healthy, like his ability. He's like a 7-foot point guard to a certain extent, but you got to stay healthy though. You know, availability is a part of you being great or your greatness. So if you're gonna sit here and just be hurt or be on the sideline in street clothes, that's going to be your legacy at this point. Like, yeah, I think this is a legacy-defining. I don't say a legacy-defining season for AD, but it's important. This is a very important season for AD coming up.
Yeah. So anyway, the next one we have is the Malcolm Brogdon trade. I actually like this trade a lot because I think I've always liked Malcolm Brogdon ever since he was at Virginia. I like Malcolm Brogdon. I think he's a steady player. I think he's the type of player because they didn't need another superstar. They didn't need another person that's going to come in and take away, like, that's going to draw a lot of attention as far as like media and all that kind of crazy stuff. They needed a solid player to come in too because the two biggest problems Celtics had that they got exposed, especially in the finals, was they couldn't score when they needed to score at times and the turnovers. And I think Malcolm Brogdon is he's gonna kind of like, because he's one of the type of players he can help be a playmaker and maybe calm things down because Marcus Smart is not a true point. Jaylen Brown can't dribble, and Jason Tatum overthinks. So
what's your starting five next year if you're Boston though?
I would put Marcus Smart. I will maybe bring him back off the bench. Maybe
defensive player of the year. You gonna bring off the bench?
Man, I still bring him. I mean, he can still play his minutes. I think starting is overrated. You know what I mean? Just because you start doesn't necessarily mean. I mean, you can always tweak it when you get to the playoffs, and you gotta just, depend on who you're playing against. But I think the regular season, I think starting is overrated. Like, who cares about if you start? It only matters who's finished the games.
So you're going Brogdon, Brown, Tatum, Horford, Williams.
Yeah, probably that way. Just because of the fact too, Malcolm. I think if you put Malcolm Brogdon in to start, then you can work on those sets and stuff with him in the half court. You know what I'm saying? I think it's easy to get him acclimated as far as like running plays and stuff like that and setting up the offense. So I think it's more important to have him out there. And then 6-minute mark of the game, you bring Marcus Smart in and have you go from there as far as your rotations. That's how you go. But I think Malcolm Brogdon would be best suited to be in the starting lineup. You know what I mean?
What you think, Chris? The same thing?
Yes. Same thing. I think he's just what they needed. Like literally just what they needed.
Mm-hmm.
So they needed a point guard. Needed somebody who know, who to give the ball to. Who needs to take the shot, take the pressure off of Jason Tatum and Brown necessarily bringing the ball down the court, up the court, however you want to say it.
I hate Tatum Brown bringing the ball up the court. God knows I hate seeing it. Every time Tatum Brown brings the ball up the court, like he dribbling off his foot or fall over the ball.
Yeah, he didn't need to go to dribbling drills.
Yeah, so my bad, Chris. So go ahead.
But he was, to me, it was a great pickup. If you think that they're going to, well, you would assume that the Celtics would elevate after being in the finals. They're in their fourth year, fifth year, whatever. So you still should be taking steps, right? So you assume they're gonna get better. You assume, and him, you would think that they stay at the top of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, and you got a healthy what's the big man name? Williams.
Robert Williams.
Right.
A healthy Robert Williams. Yeah.
And then in the trade, they didn't give him nobody that was in their rotation.
Nope.
Right. So they really got him for a steal.
I'm shocked. Indiana did that. Like, what is Indiana thinking? Like,
Indiana blowing it up. Indiana blowing it up. That's what they're doing. They blowing it up
like 3 times.
Remember when
I'm just saying. How we gonna Sabonis. They had Miles Turner. They had a little squad.
Miles
You know what I
Turner's
mean?
still there, ain't he?
Oh, he is? I thought he had left. I thought he was on the West Coast.
Who? No, Miles Turner. He still, but they talking about trading Miles Turner too.
Oh, okay.
They talking about trading him, and I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. I seen something yesterday when they was talking about players that the Lakers can get like at a minimum, and they was saying that basically they should look at T.J. Warren because T.J. Warren was balling
in the bubble.
And so right now, the best he gonna get, he kind of like the DeMarcus Rosen situation. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins situation, where he's a minimum contract guy because of the injury. So he gotta reprove himself. So basically, it'd be that I think if the Lakers get him on a minimum, I'm telling you, if they get Kyrie Irving and they can get Joe Harris and Seth Curry, and they get him a T.J. Warren, and he even close to being what he was before the injury. Boy, they cooking with hot grease, oil, fire, whatever you want to say. They cook it. You know what I'm saying?
Leave T.J. Warren where he at, please. Let him stay in Indiana.
Why you don't like T.J. Warren?
His only good year was literally in the bubble. I'm not discrediting the bubble. I'm not discrediting the bubble. I'm just saying that's literally his only good year. That bubble was 2 years ago. I understand he got hurt, but he wasn't doing nothing before he got hurt. That's why nobody ain't care that he got hurt. That's why nobody ain't trying to get him, because leave him where he at.
Well, let me say this. Let's say, you said that was his only good year was in the bubble, right? But he was giving you 18 and 9. He would give him some 40 pieces out there, I think a couple of times, and then the bubble. But so more than likely Carmelo gonna be gone. I'm not saying he's Carmelo. Don't get me. I ain't saying he Carmelo. But what I'm saying is when Carmelo was giving you 15 a night off the bench, hitting a few threes or whatever, T.J. Warren could play that type of role. They kind of about the same size and stature, whatever. I don't know what T.J. Warren do on the defensive end, but I think he can give you that kind of off the bench because you don't need him to come in and give you 40 piece with LeBron, AD, Kyrie, or whatever, but if he can bring you something off the bench, be like to say like a microwave type player, you know what I'm saying, where he come off and give you 10 or 15 every now and then, I think that's a good look. That's all I'm saying.
I don't see it like that. Like I say, ever since that bubble, the bubble. In the bubble, there was no fans in the crowd. And he was balling. If we're gonna go back to playing with no fans, I think T.J. Warren will be good. But as long as you got fans in the stand, I'm straight on T.J.
Hold on. Okay. So what was T.J. Warren doing before the bubble? What was he doing at all? Like, was he giving even? Let's just say, was he even giving you? Because in the bubble he was averaging damn near 30. So what was he doing? What was he doing before that? I know he at least be giving me 15. I don't know what I'm saying. I know what was he doing before the bubble?
Well, he could shoot the three. I think he could shoot the three. Yeah, but okay.
I mean, you think about it. Years the LeBron won the championship, right? So what did he have? He had shooters. That's the main thing he needs. He had shooters on the roof like Nino Brown. That's all he needs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't need him to come in and be. We don't need him to come in and be like, Dwayne Wade or somebody. We need to come in, hit a few shots, whatever. Because last year the bench for the Lakers was super trash. Because they said that the Lakers had the second most open shots in the NBA last year and couldn't make them. The second most in the NBA.
You know who the Lakers need? Otto Porter. He a free agent still.
He just signed. Yeah, he just signed with.
He gonna stay with the Warriors.
He left the Warriors.
Dang, they say he a free. Oh, let me look. Hold on.
Otto Porter just signed yesterday. I just seen it. I forgot what he went to. But Otto Porter just signed with somebody. He did like a 2-3 year deal with somebody. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, Otto Porter did sign.
All right, so you asked me what did T.J. Warren do before the bubble. Year before the bubble, he played with the Phoenix Suns. He was with the Phoenix Suns from 2014 to 2018.
Okay.
He played 40 games in 2014 and averaged 6 points. Mm-hmm. He played 47 games in 2015 and averaged 11 points.
Okay.
He played 66 games in 16 and averaged 14 points. Mm-hmm. He played 65 games in 17 and averaged 19 points. And then in 2018, before the bubble, he played 43. Yeah, he played 43 games and averaged 18. So that was in the bubble. Was it not in the bubble?
No, Bubble was 20.
Okay, so he had 4 games. He averaged 15.5 a game. Yeah, that's it.
So
I mean, he averaged about career-wise. He averaged 15.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's all you really need. You don't need no 25-point score coming off the bench like him. And then the only red flag I see what you were saying was, and I don't know if it was because of that, would sound like injury.
Mm-hmm. He hasn't played a lot.
He missed a lot of games because he only played 40-something here and 50-something there. So it sounds like if anything, but if you get him on a minimum, I don't, you know what I mean? You're not really losing nothing if he get hurt every now and then or whatever. Because the thing about it is in the regular season, you need as many bodies as you possibly can because, just to kind of like save people legs and stuff like that. So if nothing else, you bring them in just to kind of like if LeBron got to sit out or if AD or Kyrie, whoever got to sit out, he might come in and be a player you could plug in and do a little something out there, whatever. So, because I mean, I do like the fact that the Lakers did get younger, but I they still need a couple of veterans. They can't just come in and get a bunch of other. They can't do the opposite and just go all young either. They got to have a couple of. Now the Blake Griffin thing, no, stop it, leave that alone.
Oh wait, please don't do that.
Don't go there. No, I don't know. We don't need no damn Blake.
Please don't blame Blake Griffin over that too. But he might be included in that Kyrie deal though. He might be included.
Yeah, I would rather have Kevin Love back with LeBron than Blake Griffin. No, we do not know. We're going to stop this. No.
Kevin Love's still making like $30 million because of LeBron, man. He can't bring Kevin Love.
But I think, is he on the last year of his deal?
He got to be. He been in Cleveland forever now. I mean,
and the thing about it is Cleveland just gave Garland that rookie extension.
Yeah, max deal, yeah.
You know they're not going to keep him. If Kevin Love is making 30 and Garland about to make whatever he about to make, you know what I'm saying, 35, 40, good and doggone well. I'm saying, hold on, that's 5-year extension. So how much is that? 193 right now. So that's probably about a little bit over 40-something million. No.
Oh, yeah. Kevin Love, this is last year, he making $30 million.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. They're going to buy him out. Even if it's not now, trade deadline, they're going to buy him out unless they can find a trade for him. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they said. They said they're going to use his expiring contract to bring in some more talent.
Yeah, so they're going to, so I think they're going to either trade him if they can, if any takers for him, or they're going to buy him out, and then the Lakers are going to pick him up. I think that's where he's going to end up being with LeBron. First of all, he's from LA, and then, him and LeBron love each other. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's going to be where he end up in LA before the season is over with or whatever.
Not for $30 million, so that's too.
No. I'm saying he's going to get bought out. And
he already said he's not interested in the buyout. He say that right here. As soon as you put in Kevin Love and hit search, it's the first thing that come up.
Okay. All right. Okay. Why would I tell you? He be interested all he want to be interested, not interested in that team coming talking about they buying him out. He gonna get bought out. Why would I tell you? You know what I'm saying? Because I think when them buyouts come, it's almost like going to court. It's like you either take this plea deal or you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Or we going to court. You know what I'm saying? Buyouts kind of set up like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is what we're gonna give you. This is what we can negotiate on what the buyout is, but you about to get up out of here one way or another. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of them situations. But going back to Boston real quick, and I didn't hear them say nothing about this, but what about? I know they had this trade exception for $18 million. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know if they used that. I think they got until like July 9th or something, or July something or another to use their trade exception. Mm-hmm. So basically, trade exception means you can go and trade for a player that's worth up to $18 million. I think you can't split it up or you can't add it on. I think like you just got to find a player that's valued at that amount that you feel is valued, that's worth $18 million to give them. And so position where they might can get another player. That's why the other day when we was on the chat, I was talking about they should possibly get dang, who was I? Oh, Malik Monk or whatever, but he ended up going to Sacramento. But I was saying that they probably should get Malik Monk because I feel like he might be worth a 1 year deal at $18 million because he does bring some value with his shooting, and he play extremely hard every night. So an $18 million, some people may seem like it's a lot, but if you look at what these players getting at top dollar, $18 million ain't really nothing. You know what I'm saying, or whatever.
Now, when you owe Russell Westbrook 47,
exactly. So I don't and shoot, and James Harden, he about to rob Philadelphia with the deal he gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't even understand why would you re-sign him to a 5-year deal, man? 5-year max contract. That's crazy. That's in my opinion.
Yeah, but going back to your Hawks for a minute, the thing about it is that I know y'all saying the Hawks, maybe worth getting to a second round or whatever at this point. I would
Crystal said that.
I would fight back on that a little bit, and the reason why I would fight back on that a little bit is because if you look at the way that the East is set up, okay, you got Milwaukee, that's for sure in the mix. You got Boston, that's in the mix. With the Nets pretty much breaking up their team, they're pretty much going to be out of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So Philadelphia, to me, they kind of like you don't know exactly what they're doing.
True.
Unless James Harden all of a sudden decide he done with the strip clubs and all that, and I don't really see them being that much better next year. I mean, they're gonna get in their 50 games just because Embiid. And then the thing about it is Embiid gonna stay pretty much healthy for 2 years in a row. He's never been healthy like for a full season.
He got hurt at the end of last year. Remember, he was in the playoff game. He had like his finger, elbow, and
he having weird injury. He have the weirdest. He be getting these doggone stomach viruses, like because he be eating food over in the overseas. I don't know what he be doing. Like Joel Embiid, I ain't never seen a player in the NBA.
Him and Chris Paul.
Weirdest, Chris Paul, and him and them.
Elbow,
like what they this how they be walking in the house and they just trip and fall or something. And then, I hurt my big toe. I hurt my ankle. I hurt my leg. Hurt my. They'll be like, what, bro? Like they have the weirdest injuries in the NBA I've ever seen. So I just don't see. I've never taken Philadelphia seriously because I don't take Doc Rivers seriously. I don't take him seriously. So I just feel like Philadelphia, I don't put them in contention. I really don't. I just don't. So I'll put it like this: Milwaukee, Boston. I think Atlanta has a legit chance to be right there with them, or whatever. I think if you look at it right now, I would put them in the top 4 in the East.
Oh yeah. I agree.
And in Miami. So I will put those 4 teams to be my top 4 in the East. So if you put them in the top 4 in the East, anything can happen. Let's just say, for argument's sake, you got Milwaukee, Miami, you got Boston, you got Atlanta. Now, injuries could happen, whatever could happen. And Atlanta could be right back in the Eastern Conference Finals. And we already know over the last few years, depending on injury, stuff like that going on, they know they're telling what'll happen at that point. Now, if they pull out the DeAndre Ayton trade, because I would have thought it would have made more sense for Rudy Gobert to be in Atlanta.
That's what I was thinking too, because we already got him basically with Capella. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trade plays when he's a better Capella. He's better than Capella. I say that.
Yeah. At this point, especially because like you could lob to him all day. And get the same, and then you're gonna get the blocks. I mean, you're gonna get more active play out there or whatever. And then if you got DeJounte Murray, you still got the shooters. I think Rudy Gobert would have been better in Atlanta.
What's up, D?
But if they get Ayton, I think that's really an upgrade for Atlanta. Now you really kind of got almost like a big 3 now. If you got Ayton, DeJounte Murray, and Young or whatever, you got them 3. You know what I'm saying? And then you still got a couple of shooters.
And Aiden offensive game is way better than Gobert or Capella could even think about being offensively. Like he can put it back to the basket. He got big man move. He got big moves. He got a hook. He got the open, up and under.
Mm-hmm.
He got all the moves as a big man. Whereas, Rudy Gobert is kind of like you said, a lob, rebound, offensive rebound, put back type guy. But Capella, man, you can give Capella an easy layup and he'll miss the hell out of it. I've seen Capella miss so many bunnies, just layups at the rim because he missing like 2 inches just to dunk everything. If he was 2 more inches taller, he'd dunk everything and he'd be straight.
Yeah. I mean, so I definitely think that if I was them, I would do everything to try to get Ayton over there. And then you gotta think DeAndre Hunter, he underrated. DeAndre Hunter is a very good player.
Oh yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
agree.
saying? So if you got Hunter, you know what I'm saying, if he taking that next step, because he in the playoffs, he kind of, especially the last couple of games, he was showing up and showing out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think if you put Hunter out there, and you know what I'm saying, and he can ball, and then who else they got? They still got
JC at this point. I always like John Collins.
They probably have to give up John Collins. They can probably get up. They probably have to give him up to get 8.
I thought they would have gave him up first. When it comes to Murray, I didn't see the Spurs taking Gallo, and then they just cut Gallo, so now he's a free agent. So I don't know what the Spurs are doing.
Yeah, and they said Gallo might end up in I think in Boston maybe.
I can see that.
You know
But he can get hot, man. He'll be a good fit for LA. If you ask me, I'd love to see Gallo playing out there with LeBron. Especially coming off the bench, giving y'all them, 10 to 15 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know if he'll go for the minimum. That's the only thing with that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Gallo's at a minimum player just yet, type player yet. You know what I mean? That's why I was saying T.J. Warren at the minimum.
Thank you.
Chris, I thought you let yourself out.
No, my phone was dying, so I had to get on my iPad.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I thought, me too. I thought the same thing. You let yourself out.
Chris, what you think about what we just said? Did you hear it?
Gallinari is with Boston.
Oh, he did sign with Boston?
He did sign with Boston?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
That's a good addition.
Oh yeah. Boston ain't playing no games.
And that is a terrible big three.
Who?
With it.
Talking about Aiden, Murray, and Trey.
Yes, that would be the worst big three ever.
Hold on.
That is the worst big three I've ever heard of.
Come on, Chris. Why is that a terrible big three?
Man, get out of here. In name, they probably win some games though, so they'll probably go down winning more games than Harden, Durant, and Kyrie. But if you told me that was my big three on paper, I'd just go ahead and get ready for the offseason.
What? Are you serious? Oh my God! Stop it! It's not that.
Crystal don't say like she an Aiden fan at all. Chris, what you got against Aiden?
I like Aiden. They said he liked to play video games too much, though. That's what they said about him. They say he liked to play video games.
Yeah, you gotta get your ass off in front of that TV. Oh yeah, somebody, my boy D, backing what you saying. He said that ain't lying. You ain't lying. That's for real. I know he studied basketball. I know he studied basketball hard.
Wow. Come on, Solo. It ain't that bad. Hold on. First of all, y'all act like Aiden trash or something. It ain't that bad.
No, he ain't bad. The reason why Phoenix won't pay him, well, one reason is why they won't pay him is because they say he plays video games, like he loses sleep, like he plays video games like hardcore, like he's a hardcore video gamer, and they won't pay him the money because they don't feel like he's, you know what I'm saying, that he's dedicated to playing.
Yeah, your ass up at 3 in the morning playing video games, and coach come through doing room checking, you still sitting up there playing.
He on 2K working.
Yeah, bro. We got a game tomorrow. Nigga, what you doing?
Hey, one of them players, when you was a kid and you try to sneak play video game, your mom on. Hey, all right now, boy, you at school tomorrow. He there with the lights all low. He in the corner, you know what I'm saying, playing the game. No, I ain't. Yeah, that's news to me. I ain't even know that bad.
Ooh, wow! All right, my boy said he don't want to. My boy D said that man don't want to play. He was the number one pick in the same draft as Luka and Trey. So why he ain't getting paid like them? He ain't no baller.
Well, one, he ain't performing like no Luka.
Okay, well I'll tell you back then. I ain't gonna say. Well, I'm gonna use the terminology, not big three. Maybe a big 2.5. Because I know we had this discussion before. I ain't gonna get all the way back into it because that's for another day. But I never looked at LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Bosh as a big three. I looked at them as a big 2.5.
Don't do Bosh like that. Don't do Bosh like that. You doing Bosh.
Now you disrespectful.
Yeah, that's man. Disrespectful. Don't do Bosh like that, man.
He was overrated.
You disrespectful.
Anybody who don't score in a game 7, overrated. You're a big three, unless you've been as Rodman and you doing other things. Then if you can't score in a game 7, you're overrated.
Right, bro. Yeah, he a dirty deal,
right.
bro.
Exactly.
Yeah,
dirty.
God. Chris Bosh was the one that brought them together. Chris Bosh was the one who started the whole let's come together talk.
Yeah, because they couldn't get Carmelo. Carmelo went for the bread instead of went for the championship.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? That's only why they. It was like he was a consolation prize. That's what I said. No. That's what I said. When people are like big 3, no, 2.5. I give him the half. I even give him 3 1/4, but I ain't giving him a 3. I'm giving him the whole 3. You know what I'm saying? No.
30.
You know I mean, yeah, he do, but Melo could have got the same rings on Solo D. See, that's what y'all be killing me. He got more rings. Rings ain't always a thing. First of all, rings is a team game. Hell, that's the case Steve Kerr to go. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Robert
already go. If you talking about rings, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we can't always base everything off of rings. There's a lot of people got rings. They don't, just because, you know what I mean? Oh, he got a ring. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that don't mean nothing. That ain't all be all. You said he could have beat.
Talking about Melo.
Yeah. Melo chased the bread. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, no, I ain't mad. Just like I ain't really mad at Bradley Beal, but at the end of the day,
he said he wanted to win. You can't say you want to win and then re-sign with them.
You pick the money and Washington. You can't get both.
He was talking about win at the bank. That's what he was talking about.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what he was talking about. He wanted.
Yeah, he winning now.
Yeah.
Don't talk about AI. Don't talk about AI. Please don't talk about AI.
What about AI? What do you mean by AI? He better not look, listen. First of all, what's going on, my man?
Hey, Coach, what's going on? How you doing?
Can you hear us?
Good morning. How y'all guys doing?
Yo, how you doing?
And gals. We got one gal too.
Yeah, before we get to that, this is the second time this week y'all been disrespecting AI. Somebody disrespected. We're gonna stop this disrespect to AI. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to shut this whole thing down. Y'all done disrespected Mary J. Blige. Y'all done disrespected
She's
AI.
not better than Mariah Carey.
Man, we gotta go and start this interview. What you talking about? Y'all tripping.
I don't understand what you're saying. What? I think you got something against light skinned women, but that's just my opinion.
What? Oh, there you go. How was going to get white light skin with my wife? Anyway, what's going on, Coach?
What's up, Coach? How you doing?
Hey, I can hear y'all guys, but it's kind of low.
Hold on, let me see if I can turn the volume up on my end.
I don't want to turn this mic up too bad because y'all gonna be yelling at y'all over here.
Yeah. Can you hear me better now?
You got your phone all the way up, Coach?
You got your phone all the way up?
Yeah, I got it turned all the way up.
All right, can you hear me now?
Is it any better now? I'm not over loud, am I?
No, you good.
Okay.
You good? I got my volume almost all the way up, and
Yeah,
I cut my TikTok off,
I
so
don't want to play with this board
I
too
don't have
much.
the echo no more either. I think I had an echo a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? What up, Coach? Are you here? Oh, go back, go out and come back in.
Yeah, try to go out and come back in, Coach.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, but anyway, yeah, cause it's a couple of things. Y'all been disrespecting people all week long.
Man,
No, see, first of all, you don't even compare Mary J to Mariah Carey.
Thank you. That's not even the same. You can't compare that.
Thing. So that's not even a good comparison. It's
Oh,
actually
y'all brought that up. I didn't even bring that up. Y'all brought that up.
No, you did.
I didn't know you did.
Yes, you did. You said Mary J was the GOAT and something about Mariah. All she did was stand there and sing.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said. Mariah Carey didn't do nothing but stand there, and Mary J said,
"No." But Steve, the instigator, he threw her name in there. All I was talking about was Mary J, and then all of a sudden, either Steve or Kay, one of them threw Mariah Carey name in there.
She came on the screen. She was at the BET Awards.
Yeah, y'all started talking about her. And because somebody said, no, Mariah Carey is whatever when she came out there and was performing with.
She the GOAT.
First of all, she stood there in one spot like she's 75 years old. Then move out the spot. She got one GOAT. She got one move, and that's to sing at that high pitched voice. Will blow her out the water. Her whole entire catalog.
Man, stop this!
If they had a versus, it wouldn't even be close.
They're not even a good comparison. That's a terrible comparison.
That's my point. I don't even know why we even talking about this. You know what I'm saying?
You the one saying a versus. They would never be in a versus against each other.
Wait, they don't even be needing the same.
Not even the same. Mary got to go against somebody else.
They in the same building. Oh my God!
No, stop this. No. Mary J. Blige is so legendary, especially if you from the hood. Period. If you even hang around with hood niggas and hood chicks, it ain't even close. Mary J. Blige ain't close. And
you still comparing them, no matter how many comparing them.
Only thing Mariah Carey is with her is maybe possibly acting.
Possibly.
Is what?
Acting.
Let's talk to Coach. What's up, Coach? Can you hear us?
How we doing this morning?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I can't complain.
Okay. So let's get into it, man. So let's go back to your youth and when you start getting into basketball yourself.
Yeah, man. I got 3 kids, but I got 6 boys altogether myself. I got 3 that been playing travel ball the last 2-3 years, so we've been having to travel an hour or so or more away just for practice, just to be a part of a team and things like that. So I was always getting questions, why y'all playing somewhere else? Why y'all not doing this in Saluda? So this year I was like, well, I'm just gonna try it. And I've been doing everything off of me. No funds from the government, no nothing. I just been doing it off me, just everything out of pocket, just to get it started, just to get AAU basketball in Saluda, because there's really nothing here for our youth.
Okay. So before we even get to that part, as far as your background in basketball, what is your background in basketball as far as like when you started playing as a kid?
Well, I played for Saluda. I played 2 years at Saluda High. I ended up graduating and doing my last year and a half at King Academy. Great athlete, made a lot of bad decisions. Should have been somewhere in the league playing ball. I feel like I was that good. I had a lot of D1 offers, a lot of schools looking at me. My sophomore year, I kind of made a mistake being hard-headed, skipping school, a lot of bonehead stuff. I should have knew better. But like I said, I made a mistake, so I ended up transferring to King, and I finished up. I ended up graduating from there. Went to college for a year. Ended up having my son. Ended up dropping out of school, and I've been working ever since. So, you know, I was trying to find out ways I could give back to the community, and I figured AAU basketball was going to be one of my easiest ways to reach the kids in the community.
Okay. So basically, you saying it's your first year coaching AAU ball.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We like 3 months in.
Okay, and your biggest challenge is trying to find funding and people to back you up in the community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I got some people now that's showing interest and you know and want to support now that they see what we got going on. So it is people that's kind of starting to reach out and that want to help. I just like my main goal is like to get the community more involved. Like I tell people, it's really gonna take a village. It's gonna be more time outside of what me and the coach do. Like, and I wanna give a little shout out to I got Cedric Springs and Ryan Smith. These are my coaches. Cause I work for a company. We build and resurface tennis courts. So I work construction. I'm usually gone from Monday to Friday. I try to come home a couple days out the week to help with practices when I can, but I got my 2 coaches that's really on the front line that really run this thing through the week when I'm not here. So like I would you know I don't never want to talk about Apex without mentioning their names, because they really the backbone of it.
Okay, cool. Steve, you got any questions?
Yeah, Coach, how you doing, man?
How you doing?
Gotcha. You said this is your first year coaching AAU, but you've been coach. Sorry, I had to step out. I had to use the restroom.
Oh yeah.
Sorry about that. If you had to pick someone that you say you would love to eventually grow and pattern your coaching style after, what coach on the sidelines right now, or past, would you say you like to you coach like, or you like to coach like this coach?
I don't know. It's a tough comparison. Like I want to say I try to be hard on them. I try to be hard on them, kind of like Bobby Knight, but not as physical. I ain't really grabbing on by no collar, but like they gonna know when they make a mistake. They gonna know why they made that mistake. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna criticize you, or I'm not gonna pull you out of the game, or I'm not gonna get on your butt without letting you know why I'm doing it, or what the mistake you made is. And I'm also gonna let you know how to correct that mistake. But you know, like I've been like my kids have been playing for a team out of Abbeville called County Line Elite, which they have an amazing program, an awesome program. So a lot of the stuff I've been kind of watching them the last couple of years that my kids been with them, and you know, kind of going off and getting my guidelines from a lot of what those guys do, because they do amazing jobs with their teams.
Okay. How old are your kids, Coach?
My kids that are playing AAU right now, I got a 7-year-old. He plays football for the Raptors. It's Gaston Raptors out of Greenwood, South Carolina.
Okay.
He played his first year last year, playing quarterback out of the shotgun. He had over 1,100 yards, over 20 touchdowns.
7 years old,
6 years old.
Oh wow.
And I got one that's the quarterback for the middle school. I have another one that plays cornerback for the middle school. And I got my stepson. He plays on my rec team. He also plays AAU for me. All together, man, right now I got anywhere from 30 to 35 kids, and that's in a 3-month span.
Okay.
But I coached rec league since 2013. So a lot of these kids that playing AAU for me now, they play for me through rec, or either they played for one of my other coaches. So kids familiar with me. I got 6 kids in my household, so like I always got the neighborhood here. I always got 15, 20 kids at my house. Like this is where the kids want to come hang out.
The hangout spot, your house.
You know, it's all good, man. I love them, man. I try to do the best I can by them, you know. And I'm trying to make it easier for them. I try to get them a gateway that we didn't have. Like with social media right now, I try to get these kids to understand you got a way out if you do things the right way. If you pay attention and you listen, and if you discipline, you got a way out. You just got to do things the right way.
Okay. Crystal, you got any questions?
So what
No,
age?
man. I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Oh, hold on. We got Crystal. Crystal got some questions for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What age group do you coach?
I got we got from 5th up to 10th grade right now. We got our 5th and 6th grade team has won 3 out of the 4 tournaments they've been in. Our high school team have won 2. My middle school team is 7th and 8th grade, which we mostly 7th grade. We got like 4 8th graders, so we end up playing up. But that's the group I'm struggling with the most, of course, because I got the most play. Like my 6th grade team is only 9 players. My 10th grade team is only 10 players. Then when I get to my 7th and 8th grade team, I got like 14 players, so it's hard to kind of balance out the playing time and still win games, and so it's a little challenge. So right now, I'm looking at breaking down my 7th and 8th graders and making 2 teams out of that. So right now, we got 3 teams out of the 30 players. So it's coming along.
So what has been the most difficult part about starting your AAU team?
It's getting the parents to buy in. Like, see, I took a different approach. Like usually when you play on the AAU team, you gonna be playing anywhere from $250 to $400 a child. So when you a guy like me that got 4 kids playing, that's kind of tough.
Right.
So a lot of teams that do multiplayer discounts and stuff like that. But so I took a different approach at it. Like what I've been doing, I've been kind of finding tournaments as we go, and being that we knew, I've been looking for smaller tournaments that's kind of not as expensive, since I've been kind of doing it all out my pocket. And I've been I've been trying to get them in different areas, not in the same tournaments every week. So they see different players, they see different competition, different levels. And we go to Greenville, we go to Augusta, we go to Columbia. We just came from Sumter. We won 2 championships in Sumter. But I think the toughest part is just like getting parents to understand that this is AAU and it's not rec. Like you want to develop kids and you want kids to learn, but you also want these kids to win games and you want them to be successful in it. Like, so what I've been doing is, instead of asking kids for $250, $400 at one time, I've been having parents to just tell your kids to bring $10, $15 a game, a tournament, and that cover them for playing the whole week. That might cover half the cost, and I still might have to cover the other half, but that's better than paying the full cost of a tournament. So I just been kind of working it like that. I've been trying to find ways to make it as easy as possible for me and for the parents.
What, have you done any fundraisers, washing cars, and I see a lot of
we having our first fundraiser next Saturday. And we're doing a plate sale and we're doing a car wash.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. So I know Saluda has that big a car and bike show out there tomorrow, or actually today, right?
Yes, sir.
So have you talked to the promoters or whatever to see if you can go out there to see if you can get on the microphone or whatever and talk to the community to try to maybe get them involved and get more awareness on what you're doing or whatever at the car and bike show today?
Yeah, well, that would have been a great idea, but we actually we having a little. We taking most of these kids down to out to McCormick. We're going out to Elijah Park, so we all let's headed down to the lake today.
Oh, okay, got you. So have you talked to the community churches? Because I'm from a small town in North Carolina, so I know a lot of times you gotta try to maybe talk to these pastors in the community and see what they can do to try to help out also. Because at the end of the day, when you dealing with, because I got a friend who I went to school with a guy who's been coaching for over 10 years. He's won
Yes,
4
sir.
national championships with travel ball, and it's still a struggle for him to get money, and he has to do fundraisers and tickets, different creative things every year to get money for his team. So first of all, I don't want you to get discouraged because you know what I mean. Like it's always going to be a challenge, especially when you come from a small town. But the thing about it is, you have to really, really get in front of these people as far as the awareness of the community and let them know the importance of these young men, because these are young men that you can keep off the streets, you can keep out of jail. Like you said, you got in trouble at a younger age, so you know exactly what entails of if
Yes,
out
sir.
of mind there's a playground, and if they don't have nothing to do, they're gonna be in those streets. So you the person that's gonna catapult it to keep as many. Of course you're gonna have a couple that's still gonna stray, but you can be that person who keep most of them from going that route. So it's one of those things that imperative to make sure the community understands that. You know what I'm saying? If they really want, like a mom, a single mom, and she wants to save her child, then this may be the opportunity to get them to college and to possibly get them to the pros or whatever the case may be, depending on how good the players are. But at least give them a chance. So one thing I don't want you to do, I don't want you to get discouraged in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thing. You know what I'm saying? As long as you doing things with integrity and morals, God gonna bless you. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, God is gonna bless what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
But
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
um, but so basically, what is your biggest challenge with the kids themselves? Because I know we deal with a lot of mental health issues and a lot of self-esteem and mental health issues in our community right now. So what's your biggest challenge with the kids themselves that you see on a daily basis?
I think one of the biggest problems with a lot of these kids is the parents are not active. I've been through rec. I've been like a lot of seeing coaching over the years. I see a lot of parents like they might not like. Some parents won't even bring their kids to practice. They look for you to be the one to come pick them up, and they look for like a lot of parents put a lot more on the coach than what should be on the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And and you try not to make the kids suffer for apparent lack of effort. So a lot of kids, I try to fill that void for what they missing. And like you say, some kids are gonna go astray. We done had incidents with some kids now that's lashing out just because they ain't had nobody there to really teach them the correct way. Like they ain't really they might be missing that father, or they might not. Their mother might be working 12 hours a day and she's not really around. Like it's a lot of that too. So a lot of our kids we gotta be kind of parents to and kind of friends to too. We gotta be more than just coaches with a lot of these kids. And I try to build bonds with them. I try to have them comfortable. Like I want them to be able to feel like they can talk to me about anything, rather it's something bad they did or good they did. If it's bad, then we're gonna try to figure out a way that we can correct it together. And that's what I try to let them know. Like we a family. We outside of basketball and everything, we a family. You can come to me about anything.
Mm-hmm. Man, and that's a good thing.
That's
Because one
important
thing
too.
about
As a coach,
it,
that's real important. My
yeah.
fault, I can.
But go ahead, Steve.
Oh, no, I was just saying how important that was, man. You want to be able to have that relationship where you can go to people and talk to them, because sometimes they don't want to talk to their parents all the time.
Right,
Sometimes your
right,
parents
right.
are, my way or the highway type parents, and I don't knock parents for being that way, but you don't have that open line of communication with your child. So for the coach to give them kids that type of communication or that type of space where they can confide in him, that's important, man. That's key coaching. I love that you do that and you focus on that. Because growing up, I had a coach like that. I had a coach I can talk to about anything, whether it was girls, my parents at home going through arguments, or whatever the case may be. Having that liaison, somebody there to just to listen to you sometimes is always good to have. So I definitely respect that coach.
Yeah, 'cause I think a lot of these parents feel like once I get my kids signed up, that I done did my part. A lot of them don't realize, like, the most important thing you can do is come to those games. Like, I can count on my hand how many times my parents came to, and not my dad or my mother, because I love them. You know, my mother, she went through her storm. She made it through. Now, she's amazing. My dad, he drove trucks and he was in the Army. He's retired from the Guard, so he was always doing those things. He stayed on the road. He was always able to provide financially, but I never had that time. And I try to get these parents to understand that means so much. And I think a lot of times they take it for granted, just how much it means just to show up to a game, for your kid to see you in them stands. I mean, it's I don't know. It's just like a lot of stuff that means so much to these kids. These parents take for granted, I think.
Yeah. Well, KB, you got a question before I say what I'm about to say?
No, you can go ahead. My apologies for being late.
Oh, so we know you missed the mom over there. But,
I wish. No, not this morning. It was strictly technology. I woke up a little. You wake up and you're a little too rested, and I was like, something ain't right. And my phone was dead, and I was like,
oh, okay. Okay, Crystal, you got a question before I say what I'm about to say?
No, I already asked my questions.
Okay, so and I get what you're saying, Coach, because I used to be a children's counselor in Atlanta, and that was my biggest issue was the mom not, especially with the mom, because most of them were single parents, and the mom not understanding that with the program, with those counseling programs, you have to be just involved and connected with the program as the kids do. You know what I mean? It's not just about the kids doing the work, because I was counseling troubled kids. So it's like you have to put in the work too. You have to do whatever I'm asking you to do, as far as the exercises and things like that with your kids. And you know what I'm saying? And I try not to blame these single moms too much, because these dads, these men we got to step up, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. You can't leave these moms out here. And what you're doing is very commendable, because at the end of the day, I just don't. I see the frustration on your face. I can hear it in your voice. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I just don't want you to get discouraged, because being, like I said, in a small community, I don't know the environment as far as the financial environment or whatever's going on around y'all in Saluda. But at the end of the day, I just want you to stay encouraged, because you might be all they have in some of these kids. You know what I'm saying? You're the only role model see every single day. That, you know what I'm saying, if you give up on them, that's gonna make them give up on life. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be that last hope for them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, brother, you're gonna get blessed at the end of the day, because of the fact that you like that old school big mama who got 15 kids in the house and got to feed all of them, and wonder how you feeding 15 people. It's like the whole thing about you got 3 loaves of bread and 3 fish, and you feel it feeding 10,000 people, whatever. So it's like you figured it out. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
So, you know what I mean? And basically, man, I'm gonna get with Jacob, and we're gonna try to figure out what we can do to help y'all down there. You know what I'm saying? We trying to come up with a way to come up with our own 5013C eventually on our end, but we're gonna try to figure out what we can do to help y'all. Because like I said, I really see, that you're doing the right thing, and I don't want you to give up on them kids. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So, basically, like the end goal, I know, other than the fact that the money you need, where do you really see your AAU program going? What's your vision before we get it?
Well,
what's your vision for everything?
that's like I wanted to become a real organization, something that's just bigger than just my community. And like I had a lady come to me yesterday, and she was like, "Well, I wanted to bring my kids, but I thought it was just for Saluda." And I told her, "No, we call it Saluda Apex, because that's where we branching from. That's where we starting from. But we inviting kids from anywhere. You ain't got to be just from Saluda. We willing to help. We willing to help any kid grow. Like, it ain't just about our town. We starting here because I feel like this is where the biggest need is. But we willing to help any kid from anywhere. And like, my goal is for us not just to be in a AAU program. One day I want us to have mentorship. I want us to have big brothers and sister programs. Like I want this to be more than just sports.
Mm-hmm.
I want to teach these guys how to be young men and young women, and you know how prepare them to be successful in life and to have a, you know, like just to have a better opportunity. You know, because it's rough. It's rough. It's rough when you coming up and you feel like you don't got nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Or don't nobody care about you. And we just here to, like I say, to fill that void, to let them know that we do care and you do got people that's behind you as long as you do things the right way. And like I say, that's really my goal, is to really turn this into a real organization where we really helping, providing, and doing things for the youth that can better their future.
Okay, yeah. So like I said, brother, we're gonna try to figure out what much we can do. You can come out here anytime that you want to our platform, and any kind of information you want us to have, you know, regarding what you're doing, you know, as far as like, you know, fundraising or whatever it is. This is a platform for you to come anytime you want to. You know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate that.
Reach out to Jacob or whatever, or reach out to me if you need to, and we just go from there. But I appreciate you coming on this morning.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that for real.
And I mean that from the heart. You know what I mean? I don't just talk. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Basically, I mean that from the heart. I really do. You know what I mean? That's the whole reason why we started this podcast, to help the community. This ain't about, you know, everybody else got their platforms. This is about the community. This is a community platform.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So basically, whatever you need, you know what I'm saying, holler at us, and we do everything we can to try to help you as much as we can. You know, we all got people we can maybe possibly reach out to help in different situations. So we're gonna definitely try to do what we can to help you. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it. I really do, man. And the kids do. The whole Apex family appreciate it, for real.
Yeah.
Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. It shows, it makes a difference, man. Y'all the voice for us a lot of times when we can't be heard. So I appreciate it, for real.
No doubt, no doubt. So you got any shout outs or anybody you want to recognize before we let you go?
I mean, I just want to, like I say, shout out to the kids, man. Again, shout out my coaches. I want to thank the directors and everybody for finally giving us a gym to practice in, because it's been a major bump in the road, and that's usually the problem for most programs. Everywhere you go is access to gyms and having somewhere to practice and stuff like that. So, you know, I want to thank Saluda for that. Like I said, I want to thank the parents that's there, that's making them trips, that's going through them long weekends and everything with these kids, man. I appreciate them. And the people that's donating, the people that plan on donating, you guys, everybody, man, thank y'all, man. Thank y'all a lot.
I appreciate that, brother.
All right, Coach.
Stay up, man. You know, you stay up and keep doing what you're doing.
All right, same to y'all guys. Be blessed.
You too.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna play this quick commercial and be right back.
Yeah, buddy, y'all were tuned in to hating season. But July 2nd starts Savage season. You know what time it is. This is Next Level DJ Coalition. Tune in every Saturday at 11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and 8 p.m. Central. Fix your face.
Yeah, so we back, man. So basically, man, I'm you know, that really touched me, man. I ain't gonna lie, that touched me because I could just see the frustration in that brother's face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought it was the sun in his eyes.
There you go, Crystal.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
See, you started out like Jacob this morning. Jacob brought out for you. Wow, I don't even know what to say behind that. Well, anyway,
KB, what's up, bro?
Man, can't call it.
That boy clean cut. Look at him, clean cut, bro. We should have did the show today. I got my hair done.
I had to go outside in public yesterday, man. So when I'm around the house, I don't
So you had to go in public.
when you go outside, you got to touch it up. You know what I'm
Yeah, he be like, what's that movie, Misery? Right? Oh, I like put him in the basement. Cut his foot off where he can't go nowhere. Feet off. He about to stay in his bed all day.
No, it ain't that bad.
Oh man, that's too funny.
But anyway, getting back to the NBA, and I don't know how much you heard this morning, but we talked about a lot or whatever, with these trades and the latest on the free agency market and all this other stuff. Because ain't really too many more people that got.
Wait a minute, your boy. What about the Knicks giving your boy $100 million and he ain't never been to an All-Star game or nothing?
Who, Brunson?
Yeah.
I think that's a desperate move. That's just one of the moves you make.
The Knicks do that every year. They signed Fourier or whatever his name was last year to a $100 million contract.
I mean, because the Knicks is so desperate, it's ridiculous. Like the Knicks is just like the Knicks is like that dude who can't get the fine girl, so he just go after the next tier. Like he just it's like back in the day, he might have used to get the fine girl, but he fell off and then he can't get one, so he just got to go for whatever. And he think it makes sense, and it don't. So he's just like a sugar daddy. They just a sugar daddy organization. They just go out, players' money, just to say, oh, this is a little bit of eye candy. Come on, girl. She don't got no good job or nothing. She just look good on your arms. You know what I'm saying? She don't bring nothing to the table. She don't cook. You know what I'm saying? She don't do nothing. She just look good on your arms. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what the Knicks doing.
Man.
So. I mean,
then they signed Julius Randle to that crazy contract that they can't get out of. Yeah, Knicks in a bad situation.
I mean, because I don't know why they keep. It's like they try to talk themselves into thinking that the players that they signing are tier one players. Then like with Julius Randle, like they talk themselves into believing that he's the number one. And now then when he proved that he wasn't, then everybody jumps on him like it's his fault. And then when he get combative and go back at him, I would do that with the fans and the organization. But that's kind of what happened. It's like y'all put this man in a situation where y'all look at him as a number one. Then when he don't play like a number one, y'all blaming him. It ain't his fault he ain't a number one. It's y'all dumb fault because y'all thought he's a number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's the same thing though with Brogdon. I don't think he's I don't think he's that good. I think he's a product of Luka.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I take that back. They say he played when Luka was hurt or not.
Yeah, he balled out without Luka. He balls out on the court. He actually plays better when Luka's on the bench. So I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't call him a number one. I mean, or whatever. Like I put it like this: y'all talking about DeAndre Ayton, Murray, and Young not being a big three. If you put them two, they like a 1.5 together. Like even if you put another player with them, it'd be like a big two, and that'd be 3 players. So it wouldn't even add up to 3 if you put another player with them, unless you put a superstar with them like KD. Like KD. But other than that, like even the two of them wouldn't add up to you thinking they're gonna go to a championship. And even with KD, I don't even think they would get to the finals. You know what I'm saying? If they had KD on the Knicks right now with that team, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think they you know what I'm saying? What y'all think? What you think, KB? I'm gonna get ahead of you since you kind of came.
No, I mean that contract is crazy. Like you said, it's supposed to be reached, especially the Knicks. Like I don't know why they do it. Like why they even feel like they have to do it to just get a name. I mean they're just terrible over there. Like overall, it's just terrible because they don't ever get anybody. So you paying this guy $100 million, and like you said, it's did it again last year. It's like, what are you doing? Like, is this guy going to make a difference? Like, nah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you sign anybody to $100 million contract, they have to like move the needle. It's just like the Rudy Gobert situation. If you're gonna give up all of that, then he has to move the needle.
I mean, am I missing something? I
don't understand what NBA teams is doing. It's like they so desperate to try to get in the mix of winning a championship. They making the most craziest moves ever. Like my thing with Rudy Gobert, if you're gonna give up 5 draft picks, even if you don't have a snowball chance in hell to get KD, at least get in the conversation. At least like act like you trying to do something for real.
Yeah. I do feel like if they got that much for Rudy, what the hell they gonna give up for KD? What do you think KD gonna bring back if you compare KD to that trade?
They really messed up the. You know how we talk about Deshaun Watson contract messing up, and Christian Kirk messing up wide receiver contracts and stuff. That there is messing up like the trade, because that's what everybody says, Mike. Man, if you get that for Rudy Gobert, what you gonna get up for KD, for Kyrie? Like now, KD sent back like, are you giving up 4 players and 5 picks?
Yeah, the Nets licking their chops. The Nets like, oh.
See, KD ain't really had nothing to do with like him. He just want to go to another team. What they give up don't really make no difference to him. He like, listen, I don't care how you make it happen, just make it happen. But see, the difference between the NBA and the NFL is the NFL has like codes or like, you know what I'm saying? That's why everybody was so mad with Cleveland, because Cleveland messed up the code. Like certain things you just don't do. You don't give a whole guarantee like that kind of money to one player or whatever, in that situation. Where the NBA be a free for all. They just gonna do what they do. They gonna make the type of trades they gonna make. They don't care about the scale and how it's gonna throw off the balance of power or balance of whatever. That's why they in a position they are as owners, because they done pretty much let the inmates take over the prison. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, because the thing about it is the biggest problem is you can sign a 4 or 5 year deal and then after 1 year say I want out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Where they do that at? Like you could just up and say, because people, it's funny because a lot of times people talk about LeBron switching teams, but the one thing about LeBron is he never asked for a trade.
No, he plays his contract out.
He pays players. That's why I tell people, it ain't when people say these team players not being loyal. It ain't no such thing as being loyal in a sport. If you play your contract out, that's loyalty. Now, you know what I'm saying? And once you up. If you want to go somewhere else, that's just like a job. If I'm at a job and whether it's a contract situation or whatever it is, if I got a better opportunity and if I want to dip, then I can dip. You know what I'm saying? You don't tell people in regular life they can't switch jobs. What if all of us was to the point where, or whatever job, if I stayed in the first job I ever had, I'll be making like $8 an hour.
Oh, me too.
You know what I'm saying? If I stay in the first job I ever had, and they ain't even open no more. And that was a restaurant. So I mean, so what we talking about here? So I don't know, but this is what I want to ask y'all though. This Miles Bridges situation.
Oh man.
This is like, what do you really do with that? Because you went from about to get a max deal to even, because I didn't even know it was gonna be so bad with the wife. They had pictures of the wife, like the scratches.
But he started messing up before that. Icon last 2-3 weeks ago, he was on live, smoking weed. They had the gun and the lean. He had the lean in the car. He want to be a real. He want to be a real nigga so bad. They're being honest. He wants to be a real N-word that bad.
I didn't know it was that bad.
I mean, unfortunately, how the sports are looking. I mean, not even sports, just society.
The culture. It's a culture, bro. It's a culture thing.
When a photo or the video comes out, that's like the nail in the coffin. Like, because women claim to get abused and all this stuff, and some people believe and some people don't, unfortunately. But when that video come out or that photo come out,
yeah, it's a wrap.
It ain't no denying that.
But what you think, Chris? You think like from a female perspective, how do you look at it? Do you think he need to be banned, like he need to be gone forever, or what is your feeling on it when you see it or heard it?
I don't know about forever, only based on previously what has gone on in sports. Like they've never banned anybody forever for abuse. So I don't know if you start doing that now, but I mean, he has to be punished, right? More than just taking his money, so to speak. So, I mean, he may go to jail, as far as we know. Yeah. And after he do his time or whatever he does, if he want to come back to basketball, he should have that right to do so. But he still got to be punished. And it's got to be more than Charlotte taking the money off the table, which is what they've done.
Yeah.
It's got to be more than that. It has to be a consequence if he did all of what they say he did. He's got to, and then once he paid the cost for that, he's free to do whatever he's still capable of doing, in my opinion.
Okay, because I think, well, a lot of times these situations, especially when it's like a first offense situation, and I don't know necessarily the whole law in North Carolina when it comes to this type of thing. But a lot of times, especially if he's gonna have a great lawyer, they'll probably make him put him in anger management classes. They probably give him a year suspended, put him on some kind of probation. And whatever. I really don't think he's gonna do any real significant jail time. You know what I mean? I just think maybe 30 days, maybe something like that.
If Ray Rice didn't do no jail time and we actually saw the video, I don't think he'll do no real jail time either. I just think they'll suspend. I don't think he'll get another contract. I see it being hard right now to get another contract.
Assault, she got to, like with Ray Rice, his fiance at the time, didn't press charges. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't press charges, she didn't cooperate. So it's like one of the things where you can go and try to do something, but if the person who was the victim doesn't press charges, you can't. You kind of hand tied as like prosecution wise. So if people don't.
No, I think in North Carolina, I want to say Georgia, I know for sure, but I think North Carolina, maybe South Carolina too, they don't work like that no more. So if the police come to your house and so it's any kind of domestic something going on, they pressing charge. It ain't you don't have a say so in it anymore. You know what I mean? Whatever. So I think those 3 states is kind of like that. I'm not sure about other places, but I know Georgia for sure. But I think North Carolina is the same thing.
Did this happen in North Carolina? I know they were in North Carolina. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly where the incident happened. I would have to look it up to see. I don't know if somebody can look it up to see if it happened.
It seemed like she cooperated. So.
Oh, she is though. She's fully 100%. She putting out videos. Well, she should, bro. Like come on, man. Look how big he is.
Unfortunately, like it's like we look at it as like a male versus woman fight, but they're going to look at it as just like a fight type thing. So it's not like they're going to. It's not like they're going to, like you say, throw the book at them and get like 5 years in jail or nothing like that. Like, unfortunately, it's just a fight between 2 adults, a domestic thing. And if he had no other charges before, you know, he might get, like you say, probation or, 30 days or something like that. But the NBA has to do more than the criminal system. So the criminal system not going to, I mean, they can only do so much. Like, you can smack somebody on the street and get probation to get that waived off. So
yeah. I mean, and I not to get on my soapbox, but this is what I always tell me. At the end of the day, man, if you in a relationship with a woman and she pisses you off that bad, just leave. It ain't worth it. It ain't that serious. In most cases, men are stronger than women physically. So for you to even feel like it's necessary to put your hand on a woman is cowardly to me. You know what I mean? I don't respect it at all. You know what I mean, or whatever. I know circumstances with self-defense and things of that nature. I get it, but I'm talking about if this is one of those situations. I don't know the whole background of it, but this is one of those situations like an Ike and Colonel situation, or you know what I mean, something Ike and Tina situation. Then I don't respect that at all. You know what I mean, or whatever. So if you in that type of road situation, just leave. You know what I mean. I don't know why men feel the need to kind of like get respect from their woman by putting their hands on them. You know what I mean? You ain't going out here and putting your hands on these players, so don't put your hands on these women. You know what I mean?
That's that inferiority complex. Like, you can't do that to nobody who you feel can get back at you, so you do it at somebody who you know is not physically or is not going to stand up to you. So it's like a bully, man. Like, some dudes be bullies.
I mean, it just like I don't know if y'all tell me something different, but I don't see Dre coming back at KP. I mean, well, where all that talk was going, you want to come at Skip Bayless, and I love that he came to Skip at 70 years old, but where all that smoke there for KP?
Yeah, Kevin Perkins. Yeah, he was going back and forth with Perkins, but when I think when Perkins, that last time he called Perkins that coon, I think that was it. Like
I'm pretty sure he was a real nigga.
Yeah, he gonna leave Perkins
Nigga
alone
side
after that.
came out, it was over with. He was like, listen, bro, I ain't the one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ain't heard nothing from Draymond all week after that. So you don't want that. Some players you just don't want people. And it's funny because people always said about KP, like KP ain't one to be messed with like that. Like
I look at the company you keep, and I see the company you keep. If I know certain guys are like real, when I seen Kendrick Perkins hang with Jay Prince, I said, "Oh yeah, you leave Kendrick Perkins alone. He one who you need to leave alone. He with Jay Prince, you need to leave him alone."
Yeah, that's true. And the thing about it with Draymond, what people don't realize is Draymond got punked by Tristan Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the court.
Tristan Thompson.
I ain't never heard of him.
Yeah, Tristan Thompson ran up on Draymond in the club before. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. And step to him. And this was like during the time when they was going, when Cleveland and Golden State were going back. You know, Draymond, I guess, try to talk crazy on the court. You know what I'm saying? And think about it. See, think about it, people don't realize. Or so I know y'all realize or know kind of how this goes. Every superstar player keeps that goon around. Dwayne Wade had Haslam. Michael Jordan had Oakley for a while. He had a Horace Grant type. You know what I'm saying? That's why even Oakley and Jordan was best friends off the court because he was his bodyguard basically off the court too. Even though they ended up being rivals on the court with the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? LeBron, you know, had Tristan Thompson. That was basically his doggone enforcer on that team. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So now in LA, I don't think you really trying to think. I mean, you could say to a certain extent Dwight Howard because he will get out there and get, you know, a little bit.
I mean, I know
Dwight Howard ain't on the court.
He ain't know who.
He might see
that's what he is. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna
get JR for sure.
Please don't ever come to Atlanta and say that Dwight Howard is your enforcer or anything in Atlanta in the wrong area because you're gonna get a completely different story about Dwight Howard. I'm just telling you, I'm just warning you. You about to move to Atlanta.
I'm just saying, on the court, Dwight Howard will be the first one to run up and kind of like, put and stuff. Not the same.
You know how we just talked about that inferiority complex?
I'm just saying, Draymond is the same way, but Draymond is the same way. Draymond, he'll rough and tough on the court, but off the court, I've heard different. That's what I'm just telling you. You know what I'm saying? You have people on the court now, Oakley and some players like that. They was rough and tough on and off the court. But I'm just telling you, you know what I'm saying, from a person like that, and they said something about KP. KP was that enforcer. You know what I'm saying? When he was in like an Oklahoma City, he was that.
I can't. Your sound gone. We can't hear you. I can't.
You can't hear me.
I can hear.
We can't hear nothing you say. Or can y'all not hear me?
We can hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Crystal?
I hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you said about that Atlanta thing. Yeah, you know, I've heard stuff about Dwight Howard off the court for years. That's a whole nother thing.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so what y'all getting into the rest of this weekend?
Shopping, man. We going out of town, taking a trip to go see K-Dot. So we got to see shopping and stuff and all that.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be in Vegas by tomorrow. Hang out there at Fremont Street.
Fremont, where's that?
Yeah, so that's probably where I'll be. I know they probably have a lot of live stuff going on the 4th of July, so it's probably gonna be stupid out there tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to.
Yeah, it sounds like you mixing a cake.
The sound card went dead.
The what?
The sound card went dead.
The sound card.
Yeah, with his new equipment.
A sound card come with it?
It went dead, but it came back on.
Oh, okay. Don't you got the
Trying to
same
be
equipment
fancy,
as
man.
this?
Yeah, I don't have the sound card though, but I got the mic and everything else though.
Steve got to be all sophisticated.
No, this is the cheapest.
Dude.
Wait till I get the real deal. Now I learned how to play with this one, but now I got the one. I ordered the one where I can record my own custom sounds and put them on the board. Oh man, wait till we get that one.
Oh, okay. He got to be all extra sophisticated with the sound card and all that. You know what I'm saying? Always that one bougie black dude person in the booth. Here comes Steve, all bougie.
Look, Steve had that whole thing yesterday before the show. Ain't hit one button during the show.
Because I don't know how to use it. Listen, I've been asking K-Man to come in this studio with me and help me learn how to use this thing.
Look, man.
He's been arguing with people on Facebook about Miami football. So
I got you right.
I'm gonna have to come on there when we get closer to the season. We can come on there because I got to get into this Miami because every time I turn around, y'all talking about my team, and I'm gonna have to come and represent. You know what I'm saying? One of these weekends, especially when Miami about to play a big game, I'm gonna come on the show when they about to play fire.
When y'all play Bethune-Cookman, it's gonna go
Really.
When y'all play Tiburon East, it's gonna be crazy.
No, I'm gonna wait till we get about 3-4 games in, maybe. Like if they play somebody like I see what Carolina gonna look like.
Y'all play A&M. Y'all play A&M the third week. I might go to that game.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Y'all schedule me for the A&M game, but by that time I kind of got an understanding where we at, and if we got a legit chance to win that game or not. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So that's what we're gonna do, or whatever. But anyway, y'all, man, I appreciate y'all coming on. I want to thank Coach for coming on. Y'all don't drink or eat too much barbecue. You know what I'm saying? And overdo it.
Man, it's just another day. You know what I'm saying? Support this oppressive holiday.
I feel y'all. Y'all a hot mess today. Between you and Chris, y'all a hot mess today. Anyway,
hey man,
Chris said that man had the sun in his eyes.
We're going to celebrate to my people on 1776, July 4th. We was working.
Yeah. But anyway, man. Anyway, man, y'all have a great holiday. See y'all Wednesday night. Keep hope alive.
Keep positive, people.
Anyway, man, y'all have a good one, man. We got to be up out of here, man. We out. Yes, sir.
Chris said, I'm gone.